Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to New England Veterans Liberty House Veterans Corner. I'm here with my pal JT today, and he's all spruced up.
Once in a lifetime.
But we're going to discuss the second annual Veterans Benefit Fair, which will be held at the Lawrence Senior Center on Haverhill Street, Friday, August 26th from 2 to 6 p.m. and Saturday, August 27th from 10 to 3. And JT is going to go over what's going to happen there, how you can take advantage of everything. So I'm going to turn it over to JT.
First and foremost, it's a pleasure being back here again with you. I know I said that off the camera, but I needed to say it on camera. I think we make a good team together. We have from day one.
Yeah, because I can't remember the name of anything, so we're fine.
That's all right. We'll feed off of each other. It's okay. So, thank you, and thank you for being the host today. It's been kind of crazy at NEVLH with the last month and a half, so I haven't had really a lot of time to really focus on the show. And the show is a very important element of our organization because it gets a lot of information out there to our veterans, whether it's local or other people. I know I have a couple fans because they have stopped me in the street, so I think it was 3 people so far. So I know I have 3 loyal viewers.
As time goes on, more people will watch
I'm sure they will.
The word gets out.
Exactly. So the second annual Veterans Benefit Fair / Career Expo, again, as you mentioned, it's going to take place at the Lawrence Senior Center. And again, it's just another place where veterans can feel to go comfortable. There's going to be veterans there that speak the same language, walk the same walk, and there's going to be a host of resources there from the federal side to the state side to local municipalities and also some other 501c3s, which is again a great opportunity for everyone, families, well, not just veterans but families as well. So we're hoping that that this year we're hoping to get a little bit more veterans into the center that we did last year. Last year wasn't really that bad, to be honest, because for our first annual Veterans Benefit Fair we had a total of 280 veterans that walked through those gates, so it wasn't bad. It was
really not that bad for your first year.
Yeah, not bad at all. And I'm a true believer that if you build it, they will come, right? And you don't see a Veterans Benefit Fair in the magnitude that you would see it in Boston, Dorchester, Cambridge area, because they've been doing it for years and years, and they have a larger following. Plus, there's a couple of really large organizations in that Metro Boston area, and there's really not much up here. So we're trying to at least get this Veterans Benefit Fair to that level, hopefully someday. But nonetheless, it's a good place for everybody to come and find resources of maybe job opportunities, maybe some credit counseling, financial management, job placement, job training. I think I just mentioned that. Other information about long-term health care, short-term health care, home health care. Also, there's going to be other opportunities. Social Security will be there in the event that any seniors or anyone might have questions in regards to their Social Security. You're also going to have the VA there. That's going to be also providing VA cards, because a lot of veterans, or elder veterans, don't have the VA card ID, should I say, and so they're going to be there to provide that.
Keep that train of thought. Tell the people.
Telling me to keep that train of thought.
Keep that train of thought. Tell the people though what kind of identification the veterans need, or the families.
Or the families. All right. So what you definitely need to bring is a DD-214, and every veteran out here knows exactly what a 214 is, a DD-214. So if you go in there and ask me that, or telling me you don't have one, then you're not a veteran.
You're not a veteran.
Right? Or bring a VA card. If it's a family member, then we ask that they bring not only their their spouse's DD-214, but also bring a marriage license and whatnot, so that we could confirm, in fact, that it is you. If you're a dependent, and God forbid, your father or mother has transitioned over, then we actually bring something to identify that she is actually a dependent of a veteran. And it's not that I'm trying to be mean or anything like that. It's just as sad as it might sound, there's a lot of people out there that are capitalizing on the veterans name, and we want to make sure that the people that go there are people that are getting the service and deserve this. Or not that anybody else don't, but our whole goal is the Veterans Benefit Fair. So so that's our target audience. Bring that. If you don't have a VA card, your mass license with your DD-214 would be suffice.
All right, so pay attention there.
Yeah.
If you're going to go, bring one of these 2 forms of identification so you can
It's important.
take advantage of everything that will be there.
And one of the main reasons, listen, it's not just to make sure that you're a veteran, but it's to also collect that data, right? It's so important for us to collect that data, because the more data that we have on you, the more data that we could pass forward to either the Department of Veteran Services or the VA itself, right? Mm-hmm. So when we get enough information, whether you're Korean War, Vietnam War, if we break down those sections and identify properly why you're there, the age, you married, you're not married, you own, you rent. All that information is not just information just for us to gather, No, that's information that we want to pass forward and move up so that Department of Veteran Services, the VA knows where the biggest need is at.
You know what I mean? Every group of veterans probably has a totally different need.
And correct, exactly, depending on what generation it is. I mean, we see now that 80% of our elders that are coming through need help with food or maybe paying a bill or two, and then we have the younger generation that it's more mental counseling or alcohol or drug, dependency that we need to help. So if we have that and we have a large data collection at the end of the year, we submit that to Department of Veteran Services, which that's who funding, well, it's earmarked money from the state, but they oversee it. So once they get that, and we do, I'm having a brain cramp, demographics sheets, brain cramp, demographic sheets and performance sheets, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking over to my daughter because my daughter is here in the studio with me, Shavana Torres, and she's the one that keeps me straight in the office nowadays. But nonetheless, and she knows all the paperwork in the office. But with that said, so we're able to really dissect it and really identify where the biggest need is at, right? Because if the veterans that are coming through my door if we don't have a lot of veterans coming through my door with housing issues, then I could allocate some of those funds somewhere else, and help them where the area is falling short. So that's why we need for everybody to bring their DD-214s or a VA card. Listen, on top of that, if you are, and I think this is going to be a really good fair this year, because not that it wasn't last year, but we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to be giving away, all kinds of door prizes and all kinds of So we got I think we got about a couple $1,000, Shavana. Couple $1,000. I know it's inappropriate for me to go that way, but a couple $1,000 for about Walmart Stop and Shop cards that we'll be raffling out. We're gonna have about 3 tents that are gonna be full with Home Depot home improvement products, which anyone is welcome to. The seniors that are gonna be there from the senior center, because they have a program going on. So they're going to be still lingering around, mingling around, you know what I mean? So they could take advantage of that as well. We're going to have food there, some burgers and hot dogs and chips and water. Nothing caramelized, because it's not good for us.
Well, chips sound good
So
to me.
they say.
I'm still on a salt bench. So also you mentioned they're going to have free haircuts.
We're hoping. Excuse me. The gentleman that was helping us last year, unfortunately, something came up, so he's not going to be able to attend. So we're still making calls. We're reaching out to the Greater Lawrence Vocational Technical High School to see if they have some students there that might want to come in that day. We're still working on the dental part. Again, I started so late, and I don't blame anybody but myself on it, but I had other fires that I needed to put out. And not that the fair wasn't important, but this immediate threat was I needed to give all my attention to the issues that were coming into my office for other veterans, so that I just put this to the wayside for a little bit. And it's like anything else. Remember, last year we were supposed to do the audit that we did for DVS. I just concentrated on the audit so much that I forgot about the budget at the end of the year. And for the last week, my daughter and I were over there. So we had to spend something like $23,000 in 4 days. We managed to do it, but nonetheless, so this is one of those times, and every day is something different. So it's like, you have to adjust as you go, and you have to adapt and overcome, and that's the way it is. But they're gonna have that. We're gonna have a lot of products from Home Depot that we've been collecting throughout the year, anywhere from like vanities to sinks, to vanity cabinets to sinks, to lighting, to rugs, home decor, a lot of flooring, like hardwood flooring.
Are we going there
tiles.
for ideas? Or?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be, I think someone that goes there could be able to save some money in any type of home improvement products they're going to be. So we're going to have that. We're also going to have Stop and Shop that's going to be donating about a couple pallets worth of food. I don't know what it is yet, and I'm okay with that. All I need is a loaf of bread and some butter and some water, and I'm good to go. But with that said, I think we're going to have a little bit more than your norm. So that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. And so, yeah, and then we're going to have a VA counseling bus there as well. Less than 100% sure. That's 50-50 chance because they also have other commitments. But there's going to be all kinds of other vendors there. We're definitely going to have, obviously, food. So we're going to leave one area that's going to be there just for us, so they can go up there and mingle and talk and eat some burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that.
Now, are you hoping to draw from the whole Merrimack Valley?
Yeah, anybody. I mean, and honestly, we're talking right now. We just advertised in Lawrence Tribune, the Lowell Sun, iHeartMedia. They need to get back to me, which is okay because I don't need to advertise the whole week because it's an arm and a leg. The cost is just astronomical. They do public services announcements, but it's not like what everybody thinks, So I got to be careful because I don't have a lot of funds for the marketing and advertising part of it. So I got to be careful that I don't.
It's announced here too it'll be again on Wednesday.
Yeah. So which is good.
Window to Lawrence, which is on 3 times a day.
Yeah, which is good, and that's what we need right now, and that's why I wanted to do this show. I know we didn't do it last year, and I apologize to all my viewers because I know that a lot of the viewers that we've been having, all the faithful viewers, always ask me, hey, when is your next show and what's your next topic? And so I apologize to all the viewers for not being here last month. But so with that said, so it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be. Be careful. I heard it's gonna rain, I believe. So on Friday, but then it'll clear up, and then on Saturday it's gonna be okay and warm. But we'll have plenty of water distribution points there to make sure, everybody stays hydrated. We'll have plenty of chairs for them to come in and sit down and relax if they're getting a little bit. Plus, we'll also have the junior ROTC team that's going to be there as well. Major Romano, I just talked to her, and her kids are going to be there, which I love those kids because they're always doing something.
They're going to be there Friday?
They're going to be there Friday and Saturday.
Oh, both days?
Yeah. We're going to do that. And so there's going to be a few awards that we're going to be giving out as well. So we're going to be recognizing Stop and Shop, assisting veterans out of Lowell. And they do some phenomenal work in the Merrimack Valley area. They're the ones that actually helped the World War II veteran, Mr. Bazin, out with his foreclosure. And that's one of the things that we were doing. So they do some great work. We're going to be recognizing them. We're going to be recognizing our second honorary veteran award, which the person that's get it, I already told her it's not going to get a raise or be able to get that corner office anytime soon. But it's something that is near and dear to me. The award, and I want to make it special because it's something. It's a person that goes above and beyond and just thinks of herself, of others before thinking of herself, and is always giving back to the veterans. And it's like no matter how many times I call upon this person, she's always there. It's like no questions asked. It's like, well, there's never an excuse when it comes to our veterans. And Martha Velez, actually, the Lawrence Senior Center Executive Director, is going to be the recipient this year. And there's a few more, and I wish I could give them all one the other 3 candidates that we had, they're all worthy of it, but it's just, I mean, we're only doing one, so hopefully they'll still be around for next year, and I'll recognize them next year. But we're going to be doing that stuff as well. So Mayor's going to be there, Senator Barbara Italian, some of the delegates from the City of Lawrence are going to be there. And we're hoping for a good turnout. And if it's not, listen, my thing is this, Jeannie, if I have one veteran that goes in there and we can make his life whole again right there and then, it was all worth it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It was all worth it. So.
Can you give me an idea? Okay, so it's starting at 2 on Friday. Are you going to have some sort of opening ceremony?
I am. So 1,400 hours or 2 o'clock for your non-military minded individuals. So 2 o'clock, we're gonna obviously post colors, and then we're gonna do either, I'm not sure if the Pledge of Allegiance first or the national anthem. We do the benediction, and then we're gonna start getting into the awards. So, and all in all, I think that portion of it probably take maybe 45 minutes, maybe to an hour. But I don't want to prolong that, you know. People stop bopping for apples after, you know, like the 15, 20 minutes. So I want to get to the awards and get to why we're there, which is serving our veterans.
All right, are you going to do the same opening Saturday?
I'm not going to. There will be no awards given out on Saturday. However, we will be posting the colors. We will be pledging allegiance. We will be giving the benediction, and then right after that, we're just going to move into bringing in their, bringing the veterans in, and the veterans actually could be there too, because I mean, I think they don't have to wait outside and wait for all the ceremony to take place, all the awards to take place. They could just walk in. So, but we're not going to be. That's why we're trying to get everything out of the way right now on Friday. Friday, we got to understand that we're not. Our target audience more so is going to be like single veterans or veterans that are homeless, more so, right? Saturday is our target audience is going to be more the veteran and families, and that's because last year I ended up asking questions of other veterans that were there and families, and they said it was, for them, it was a lot easier to attend in a weekend because obviously they work in a weekday. And the reason we're doing it at 2 o'clock on Friday was because the Lawrence Senior Center already has a commitment until 12 o'clock. So it really doesn't give us enough time really to set up, but we will. Well, hopefully we'll have like 25 volunteers there that we can go in. We got to set up within an hour and a half. So I'm going to set up everything outside. What needs to go outside, I'll set that up in the morning and block that off so we'll be okay. So when it comes 12 o'clock, we'll go ahead and deploy everybody to the inside of the building and take care of that portion, which I don't think it's going to be very difficult. It's just setting up some chairs and tables and then the flags.
I have a table and chairs in there.
Shavannah, and I'm going to say this on camera, Shavannah, my daughter, will call you tomorrow and get Chill, Jose, and there's some chairs back there. Just come and get it out, all right? And put it in our storage, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with it. Now I'm on TV, man. Now you're going to hold me to
You all heard him commit, because that's been sitting here for two and a half
you really
years.
had to go there. Wow, man. Okay. I love you too.
So do you have any other big event coming up? You said something about Methuen or?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank here for a second. That's kind of been my norm lately. So no, but we had this past month, I think it was in July, we had we served lunch to the Lawrence Police Department and the Methuen Police Department after, unfortunately, that shooting from the Dallas, Texas officers. And unfortunately, the person that caused that was a veteran. And so there was a bunch of veterans that were just talking, and we just felt compelled to do something immediately, not wait 6 months. And one of the things that we thought was, well, you know, there's so much hate and so much divide in this country right now. And you know, some citizens are blaming police officers, some police officers are blaming, you know, the citizens for not complying, and I get it on both sides, but we can't keep this vicious cycle of either profiling people or hating one another, because you know what, that's not why I served my country. I served my country and gave my time to my country so that I could leave this country a lot better, not for me or you, but for her.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I don't want her going to the next 25, 30 years of her life in the state that we're in right now. So we said, what's the best way that we could do that and get the community at large and not make it not politicize it and not make it about one certain agency. And so we said, what's the universal language? Food. So we're like, let's serve food, you know, and no matter who you are and what language you speak, you put food around a table and you'll definitely strike a conversation, whether it's sign languages or just nodding your head, but you will, right? Makes sense. And so we did that. So we spoke to both the chiefs and they were all over that, and we served lunch to Lawrence Police Department, and we had maybe about 60, 70 police officers and administration personnel that went through that line, and then we had quite a bit. My aunt Isabel Melendez from the Donovan School, she was there. My cousin Marissa, Jamie was there. There was Karina Papalato from the Psychological Center. So it was a lot of directors and executive directors, and then Domingo Melendez also, which is, you know, he's a very big prominent figure here in the city of Lawrence, and so he was there and brought his. So it was good. It was a really nice. It was just a group of people, just ordinary citizens of the city of Lawrence. There was low ego admissions. You know, everybody was just there just for one common goal, and that's just to bring police officers in the community together. Because both sides, I keep telling you, it's not every police officer out there, when they stop you, want to drag you out of your car, throw you to the ground, put a gun behind your cat. Not every police officer. Yes, we have bad apples in every industry, right? Yeah. Whether you're a firefighter, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a carpenter, whether you're a plumber. And then in the same token, we're trying to tell the police officers that not every citizen out there is a thug or a drug dealer or a criminal or looking to cause you harm. So we need to breach that gap. And the only way to do it is us taking that stand. The reason I decided to involve more executive directors and program managers is because we have a direct contact with the citizens of this city. Yes, our city councilors and our mayor and all that they have, but we have the everyday contact with everyone, every citizen, right? So it's up to us to change. If you come into our office and you start talking about, oh my God, the Lawrence Police Department, well, it's up to us as leaders is to change that narrative. Right? Don't feed into it, because if you feed into that narrative, then it's just going to complicate things even worse. So it's our job to just turn that narrative around. And if not us, then who? Right? Seriously. So then we went there. We went to Methuen. Methuen had about 40 police officers. It was a really great time, and you could see the unity and the cohesiveness of everybody. It was really cool. So come September, Martha was thinking, hey, we can't just do this one time and then be gone, because that's just counterproductive, right? If you want to make a difference, you got to keep pounding the issue on the ground and keep it fresh. So September, she's thinking of setting up like a cookout, barbecue type thing, so they could have police officers from the Merrimack Valley come in and engage with the community. We'll think of something. We're still in the preliminary stages, but believe me, we'll think of something. Maybe, bring a projector out there with Julio. Oh God, I forgot his last name, and he's gonna kill me for this. But Julio's thinking of doing like a community night, movie night out in Southside. Bring a big projector and a screen, and bring popcorn and hot dogs.
Didn't they used to do that on the Common?
I don't know. I don't recall. I really don't. But so we're gonna have one of those events as well. For us moving forward with NEVLH is that we're gonna be focusing now. We've met a couple of real estate agents and brokers that have property and have land, and I really it's time for us now to expand into housing, and hopefully bring in some new partners that can be able to concentrate on multiple dwelling units. I don't want to go to single room occupancies. That's just a box. It's never going to work, and the mayor's totally against it. So we're hoping we could do that. So there's going to be a lot of stuff right now working, and it's just there's not enough time in a day really to get everything done. And we're not an agency that's a $2 million agency yet. But we will get there. And when we get there, we'll get the manpower and we'll put boots on ground. But right now, I think we're doing a pretty good job and helping everybody that comes in. What's good about NEVLH is that we don't have criterias, we don't have threshold levels, we don't have borders. You know what I mean? And I think that's what eases a lot of the veterans when they come into my office, is that they know that, man, this was my last resort, and here I am coming out of here with all my problems solved. You know what I mean? Maybe not all your problems solved, but
Well,
you know,
on the way.
the majority
You're
of them
trying.
solved. Yeah, exactly. And it's
Solve
it's a
everything.
continuous effort. It's not, you know, one-time magic wand and fix everything right there and then it just doesn't happen. But we got a lot of good stuff coming out. We have some really good donations coming in now. We've been blessed. Some gentlemen closed the, I don't even know why I brought it up if I can't remember the name, but that club on Prospect Hill Street. Oh Lord, my apologies. I didn't think I was going to talk about this right now, but I just did. So this gentleman, this club was existent in Lawrence for about 80 years. They closed and they had some funds. It was a 501c3, so they had to disperse the funds. And he came into our office and just gave us a $4,000 check. I think it was about a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and then last week, Thursday, a charity in Lowell. They don't even, they're a foundation and they give funds for educational and cultural institutes more so, but then they send us a nice letter and say, hey, this is a one-time donation of $5,000 and
Wow.
you do great work. And so, you know, stuff like that, and the funds that are coming in, mailing right now, it's slowed down a little bit, but it's picking up. And we were fortunate enough with State Representative Marco Devers. Again, he's a champion for veterans, and I don't care what you hear from other candidates or whatnot. I mean, I can't obviously, as a
Well, he's been
nonprofit, I can't.
He's been
I
in
can't, yeah,
to help.
Yeah, I can't
So.
support him, but as a citizen of the city of Lawrence, he has my support 110%. There's not one time that I have not called State Representative Marco Devers and he's not answered the call for us. And every single time I bring up, you know, something, you know, as listen, we need more funds. This is where we're at. He's always going up to bat for us, and he makes it happen. So he's a man. He says what he means what he says, and so because of his efforts, and obviously the Lawrence delegate, Senator Barbara Italian, Representative Frank Moran, we were blessed this year with $75,000 versus the $50,000 that we've been receiving the last 2 years. So that's huge. You know, that's $25,000 more that we don't have that's going to go into the kiddie pool. So.
It is, but to say to our audience, because we're running out of time now, just because you hear these numbers, it doesn't mean that we don't need your help.
We do.
Just volunteering a couple hours a week would be wonderful. If you have gently used clothes, you can donate that. You can donate food.
Absolutely.
And you can send them a check.
Sure.
So any of these ways you can help NEVLH help veterans. But to repeat one more time, because we are running out of, you want to tell us again?
Me? Running out of time? Come on.
Not words, I said time.
I know.
Tell us again the dates
all right.
and the times
So
for the Veterans
Benefit Fair is going to be located this year, is going to be executed this year at the Lawrence Senior Center, 155 Haverhill Street in Lawrence, August 26th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then August 27th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And don't forget your forms of identification.
Please.
And we hope to see you there. And you say?
Go out there and try to make a difference in someone's life today.